What? You want to repeat it? No problem. Repeat the last question. Not an issue. If you want to go back to the first, it's all right. No problem. It's all right. I understand this. It happens all the time. World Summit.
Yeah. What is the role of World Education Summit on education in India and worldwide?
This World Education Summit, I think, is going to create history. Because this initiative which has happened hundreds of years later, we will realize what it has done to this country. It has brought together the government, it has brought together other countries, it has brought the corporate, it has brought the industry, it has brought the highest echelons of education in one platform to debate and decide India's future.
What is the role of ICT in promoting education in India?
ICT in promoting, I would rather say leading education in today's India. Because today's India and education, as we see, is moving toward future classrooms. It is leading to technology, collaboration. As the Honorable Minister said yesterday, that if you need to have innovations in medicine today, it cannot happen without technology. So ICT in education is the biggest handholder, it is the biggest catalyst, and I feel without ICT there is no education. I would say as strongly as that.
Yes. What measures should be taken to ensure quality education to the larger population in India?
We all know that there are 8 billion people in this country, children who have not gone to school. We also know that out of the children who go to school, there is only 10% which reaches the higher universities. We want to make this figure reach about 13% as per the government national goals. To do that, we are short of 40,000 colleges to be done up in the next 10 years. So how do we bridge the gap? The solution is with ICT. This technology, whether it is web-based, whether it is open universities, whether it is e-learning, whether it is digital learning, is the solution for tomorrow where masses can reach the roots of education and collaborate to learn more without having the brick and mortar setup which takes time.
Karthikeya, what should be done to produce industry-ready knowledge and workforce in India?
Vocational and skills training is something I run in industry and in education myself, and I see it with that perspective that vertical specialization has to start at school levels. Again, as the government speakers said yesterday, including the Honorable Minister, that the syllabi and the curricula of the school has to engage student in skills learning. A student cannot be streamlined into humanities, arts, science, etc., where a medical student could be doing geography and an engineering student could be doing history. Similarly, a person who is in school could have a school certification in a particular vocation for him to be set up into an industry thereafter. So that is where I feel in individual vertical specialized training is the key for tomorrow.
Yeah. What initiatives have been taken by your organization in education and what are your future plans?
The initiatives taken by us are to have a learner-based class and student-centric learning. We have had innovations in technology. Our students are doing projects like Heart the Server, that is a love affair between heart and technology, by actually imbibing technology to go around to cardiac centers, to the sports fields, taking heartbeats and pulse rates and putting them into data. So while technology enhancement, while technical know-how and the technical training techniques to enter into the classroom are one aspect, and centering it around a student to do research-based training, to learn more, to being an inquirer are the things we are moving at.
Karthikeya, what are your views on e-learning?
E-learning is equal to future. That's what I feel, because e-learning is the only methodology which enables you to have seamless tie-ups with seamless boundaries across the world amongst accommodations, amongst teachers, amongst educationists and other learners. Collaborations within the students, collaboration between teacher and students and vice versa, and the industries is only possible through e-learning. And I feel that's the biggest, most flexible, cost-effective tool today, and every school, every educationist has to imbibe that.
Yes. Karthikeya, in terms of enrollment, India has among the largest number of students in the higher education institutions. But the gross enrollment ratio is much less as compared to the global standard. So what should be done to mitigate these challenges?
Well, I feel that one is to have the mass index at the school level. At the K-12 level, when you have more number of children entering into the K-12, that is that 8 billion factor reduces to lesser than millions, then you will have more number of children to get into higher education. So one is that. The other is invoking and provoking and giving opportunities to children who have passed out of K-12 to move into higher education, where again your online learning, your e-learning, your digital learning comes into place. So the moment you expose a child into higher education through various means, where he necessarily doesn't have to go through a formal college, he can do a job in a skillful behavior and then also get a higher education degree, is something we are looking at.
Okay, Karthikeya, what is your dream?
My dream is to have an institute from kindergarten to a PhD, seamlessly bounded from bottom to up, which is globally assessed, which has one person who controls the entire learning process is the student himself, a dynamic lesson plan which doesn't depend upon a teacher, so much technology inside the classroom and with so much of flexibility and simplicity to use that a child doesn't have to look any further to look and search for knowledge. His only job is to start imbibing that knowledge. That is the dream school I have.
Great, Karthikeya. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.